Let's see it. Alrighty, just give me 1 second here. I just kind of shortened up the intro there. I was gonna try and be done around 9:30 tonight, 10:30 Eastern, but I don't know that. I don't know. We'll see how long. It's probably not going to be that long of a hangout. We'll just be hanging out a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to do with these episodes. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to leave them up or just get rid of them. I don't know. But I want to say what's up to everybody real quick. And since we have a little bit of time to do some hangout, I've been wanting to get somebody that means a lot to the show up here on panel because I've been wanting to hear from her since Saturday. So I'm going to go ahead. I went ahead and sent her an invite. She's sitting backstage right now, but I'm going to surprise you guys in a second. Maybe she told on herself in chat. I don't know, but I'm going to surprise you guys in a second. I'll introduce her. Let me see here. Let's say what's up to everybody real quick. Budford, what's up? Thank you for hopping in again. Doodlebug, Shelly, we're back. 5432, boom. What's up? D, you're actually early. Oh snap, what's up? And thank you. Oh, come on, StreamYard, Big Ohio Al. Thank you for that. Number 3, Natalie B. What's up? That's so cool, you guys calling out your number, your ticket number. Further case, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. What's up, Rondi? Thank you for hopping in again. Rumsey, oh snap, Kimberly KV. Yep, another hangout. Tracy Sussin, what's up? Baby Boop, there you are. And then Todd, yes, we're gonna hang out. I was gonna try and have a live call show on Thursday for you. I was gonna do live calls and open panel only. But we'll probably be doing the DNA stuff Thursday because tomorrow I'm just gonna be doing the court hearing. In just a few hours, and then I won't be streaming into the night. I'll probably be done around, I don't know, 8 o'clock, something like that, because it's supposed to be my night off. But I'm gonna go ahead and stream for the court hearing commercial zone, so I will be live 5:15, 5:30 Eastern, somewhere around there. Nana, what's up? CR, what's up? Please hit the like if you haven't yet. I don't know, these videos probably won't get that much anyway, so it's okay. What's up, Canadian? Thank you for hopping in. Nomad, what's up, War Eagle? I believe I mentioned you, but if I didn't, there you go. I love seeing you around there too. You're so supportive of all these shows too. What's up, Chalk Baby? Dolphin517. Always enjoy having you up. Kib Kitty. Let me see here. I'm back for a bit. Oh, I bet you're tired. So glad you made it safe. I'm glad you got to spend some time with loved ones. And I'm glad that you made it back safely. We have missed you, Kib Kitty. What's up, Sooner Girl? Thank you for hopping in. CR. Let me see here. Jilly Bean. No. No, there was a whole. That's what I was telling everybody in my Discord. I was like, there's a whole bunch of people. Because I have, like, I got my live. I kind of changed up some stuff. So I got my. Where's it at? I always forget. I got my live chat feed up. And then I also have. Because I don't want to miss messages, right? So I'll have, like, on my StreamYard, that'll be where I'm like getting to the hellos, and then the, if there's something like new documents or something, then I'm looking at the live feed too, because I want to be updated. Oh, okay, I need to go here. I don't want to lose, you know what I mean? I want to make sure I have it separate. So I just saw like new documents going like crazy. I'm still hearing new documents in my Discord, but I don't know what they are, so I'm not sure. But no. It was a whole bunch of people that were typing new documents, so I thought there was something else out there. And then we had already spent like an hour and 45 minutes, and I really only read through a couple things. So with doing those 7-8 hour shows, and, just getting some emails, respectful emails and positive emails about, getting to topics and such. Totally understood. That's why I was trying to, like, with the limited time tonight, I was trying to knock out, some the DNA shit, so then I could get to the other stuff. But we'll get to it. It's always going to be there, even if I have to like delay it till the weekend or something. Because I have to get to the body cams. I was gonna really try and get to some of the body cams tonight. Was my original goal, but we'll see. What's up, Judgmental? You got all these plans in your head, just like yesterday. You have all these plans in your head, and then all of a sudden life just goes boom. It's like, oh. Yes, I hope she's doing okay. I know she was taking a break. Shout out Higher Ground. Yeah, I was kind of debating whether I was gonna or not, because I was like, man, I'm really not gonna have that much time Thank you for the gifted membership, Rondi. I appreciate it. Because I was going to try and be done at 9:30, 10:30 tonight, 10:30 Eastern. Baby Boop, thank you for the gifted membership to Fancy Nancy. Oh, for sure. For sure. Always. They have been for a long time. What's up, Baby Boop? Kimberly Gammon. They're in our chats. They're in our streams. They're in our comment section in our videos. You guys see them. You know what I mean? I see some of you guys responding to the dumb shit that gets typed. Thank you for the gifted membership to Claire S. Baby Boop. What's up, Kay? Gifted membership to Guinea. Gifted membership to Casey Flynn. Gifted membership to Dream Suburb. Gifted membership to Crime Solver. Holy crap! What's up, Jinx? I hope you're feeling better. Uh, Gifted membership to Wen VR. Judgmental. Thank you, Chalk. Had to renew as membership ran out the other day and couldn't chat. Aw. Well, we got that fixed out, Judgmental. Sorry about that. Let me see here. Thank you for that. I think I fixed that the other day, a couple of days ago. And thank you for reaching out. Detective Golden, what's up? There was something. I don't know. You might have got naughty one time. Right? You might have got naughty one time, Judge. Oh, thank you for the super sticker. I'm sorry, I'm getting to this here. 1 second. Super sticker. Cool. The prickly pear. Cheryl Graham, what's up? Cherry. Yeah, I hope you're feeling better, Jinx. Let's see. Commercial Zone, what's up? Laughing Stock. Cryptic Conversations. Yeah, that's a cool name, isn't it? What's up, Danny? Phantasmic Ether. What's up? I can't wait for that picture. That's going to be so cool. Hey, what's up? What's up, Bianca? Misha Girl. Wandering Orphan. On the mic. Number 23. Ticket 23, please. What's up, Reverend? Let's get you right there. What's up? Thank you. I'd like to have you on the show sometime. But my schedule is all over the place. I'm able to keep Friday's schedule. Now I had to kind of reschedule with a couple people, and now I don't know. Everything just yesterday, and then having to reach out to those people and letting them know that I was going to have to reschedule because it wasn't going to happen, and then it's happening again, and so it's going to be, I don't know. It's all it's like Moscow's freaking paperwork when it came to getting the profile. It's like that's what it's like, right? It's like just that's what it's like right now. Just what's up, Cole? Sandra, Valerie. What's up, everybody? Come on, StreamYard. Show the chat. All right. So let me get rid of this chatter here. And I'm going to bring up the guest. Just wave at me if you're good. I apologize. And yeah, I'm excited because I've wanted to hear from her for a few days. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited that, since this hangout is happening, it's like, sorry about the short notice, but I've been waiting to hear from you for a few days. So let's have her up here. This is, her. It's Yolie. It's Yolie. What's up, Yolie? Good evening.
Hi. Good evening.
Hello. Let me turn this music down. What's up?
So, what a coincidence. Yeah. So yesterday, and I check my personal emails like every other day or every day or every other day. And I did the 23andMe genetic testing. And just yesterday, they sent me an update on my genetic profile. And I think I saw it yesterday, but I was busy. I didn't pay attention, but I saw it today, and it's on I forget what it's called, paternal haplogroup. And I tried reading it, and I sent you, CJ, the first page of the report.
Okay.
It's a picture of the first page of the report. Because
Let's see here.
so
First
here's,
page.
I don't know, it's just a coincidence that we're talking about DNA. It's a picture of the first page.
All right, here, let me pull it up here. And thank you again for hopping up. All right. And I hope you're feeling
okay.
better, Jinx and Kid Kitty.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
No, sorry. Here we go. Let me zoom in. Okay, it's kind of hard to read.
So you'll see it says 821. Okay, I can read it, but
821 23. Yeah, it's kind of I think I could make out pretty much. Let me see.
Yeah, at the top.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, go ahead.
At the top it says paternal haplogroup.
What is that?
I have no idea what that means. I have no idea. But down below it says Yolanda. That's my real name. But it's too long to say, so I go by Yolie. Yolanda, link with your father or brother to receive your result.
Why? Why would you have to?
Okay, so just to give you some background, and I don't mind sharing. So I never knew who my father was, ever. And my mom...
Me neither.
You didn't either?
I never met him. I knew his name.
It's okay, you don't have to talk.
Yeah. No, go ahead. No, it is what it is.
So I never knew.
I don't remember him. I met him once, but don't remember.
So I never knew who my father was, ever. And so my mom, and I'm an only child. Okay. And my mom, she kind of had some problems, like upstairs, like mental problems. And it was kind of genetic. My uncle was schizophrenic, my mom's brother. And so, I don't know how my mom got pregnant, because she was never, she was kind of, I guess you could say disabled, maybe. Not disabled, but she was really smart, but she had certain quirks about her that didn't make her, she had a mental illness. I know that. It was just undiagnosed. And so she took care of my grandma.
Oh, wow.
And in Hispanic families, that's how it is. So my grandma was the strong one. So I did this genetic testing because I wanted to know first of all, I wanted to know, like, what could be in my background in terms of genetic diseases, since I didn't know my father.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I also wanted to know, like, does, schizophrenia or bipolar run in my family? And so I got the first comprehensive report I got. It told me all about these things. And so far, I don't have any genetic problems so far that they could detect, because they update my profile every time. So when new things come in, they update my profile. So sometimes I get emails about
really?
Like, I have tons of reports on all these genetics testing.
Yeah.
That they did, that, like, I don't have the gene for Parkinson's disease. I don't have the gene for certain things. And then they also sent me a gene about my muscle composition and what exercise is good for me. And I don't develop muscle. I don't develop muscle rapidly, or my exercise should be weights, not cardio, but mainly weights, strength training, because I don't develop muscle. Like, I'm not going to get bulky if I do weights. Like some women, they tend to get muscular. So I don't
Wow,
have
it's
that.
both of them.
So and
Huh.
anyway, it is interesting. So, you pay this and they
Huh.
keep updating your profile. And so when something comes up, they update my profile. So this email was an update to my profile. And it's they also update your profile if you've been connected with somebody,
Huh. So, and how much is
like
that?
somebody else who submitted their DNA. It was $99. It was a kit, $99.
Wow,
And
that's not
you
bad at
yeah.
all.
So yeah, for what you get. And so you spit in a
Wow,
tube.
and the updates, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you spit in a tube and you send it, and then they send you the results. And so I'm like I'm like 45% um, Southern European and 43% Native American East Asian.
Wow.
So and then
Okay.
the rest is just like Asian. Like the rest is just like, okay, there's a certain percent that is like I don't know, 5% that's African, because we all come from certain lineages. And
Right, right.
then I know I wish I hadn't done it now, but well, I don't know. I go back and forth as to the benefits and the detriments about doing this DNA testing, especially now with what's going on. But
Really?
so
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Right. Of course, yeah. Is that
So
the
anyway,
only
so
reason? Is that the only reason, or is there other reasons? Because, for people that maybe are on the fence, would you want to give them some advice on maybe the
well, I
the
would like to know.
conflict?
Yeah, I would like to know more about
Oh,
this opting out and these databases,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
because I don't remember if I checked opted out, and I went back to my paperwork and I don't see that there. And so I'm thinking to myself,
Oh, wow.
can they can law enforcement access my
I thought they
DNA?
had to have a court. I thought they had to have a court order
Well, maybe
if
they
if
do.
they're going about it the right way. Not
Sorry, you cut out. Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
if they're going about it the right way, I believe they have to get a court order to even do that. And that's with doing it with the mark checked in the box saying that you don't want it to be included in a database to be, for
I
forensic
don't know what I did. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember.
investigation. Yeah. So
Um,
you never seen anything on anything that where you like on
you
your
cut out.
profile?
No. Um,
Really?
and
Okay.
but I did submit paperwork when I submitted my DNA. I don't know what I checked off. I didn't keep a copy of it like I should.
Hmm. Okay.
So I don't know. But anyway, anybody try to connect me to a crime that's futile. I mean, they're not gonna get anywhere.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Alibis.
Yeah, alibis. I mean, God. And I'm an attorney too, so I know a lot of criminal defense attorneys. Take care of me.
Right, right.
But just the fact that you have to do that, that you would have to do that and get an attorney to. But
Mhm.
so that was my experience, and it's just funny that I got this email because there's a link that says if I click it, and I haven't clicked it yet, that says that I could link to my father and brother. Okay, so I'm an only child. If I have a brother out there, that's going to be interesting,
Right.
or a
So
half brother.
you
If
had
my
you had
father's DNA is out there, that's going to be interesting.
so where do
Go
you
ahead.
go from there? Where do you go from there if
Well, I haven't I
you
haven't
can't
clicked it. Like I
yeah.
haven't clicked it to find out like if there is, because on the picture I sent you, it says click here to connect with your father and brother. Like, I don't have a fucking brother.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me look at that again. I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah, yeah.
whoa, so this is okay, hold on a minute. So this paper is saying, okay, I read this wrong then. Because I thought this paper was
Yeah.
saying
It's
I thought this paper was saying link, have your father or brother link up with us to receive your result. And I'm like, why would you need to recruit your father or
No, you
brother
don't.
to get a result? No, you're telling me
No,
that this
there's a
paperwork
result.
says that your father and brother are right there.
Yeah.
Is that what? So
Yeah,
you
it says,
have a
Yolanda,
brother?
it says link with your father or brother to receive your result. And it's going to tell me the result of who, the way I read it, the result of who my father and brother are.
So it's not about recruiting them. It's about you have a
Yeah,
brother.
that's what it sounds like to me. And I
There's
haven't
your
clicked it.
father, but you have a brother too. Holy crap. I can totally
That's what it sounds like. I mean,
understand.
that's what you click it. There's a link. You click that link and you find out. So
All
I
you
haven't
have
done
to
that
do is
yet.
click it. Oh man, I totally
Yeah, I
understand
know.
because I know I've heard that I got brothers and sisters.
Mm.
And I would be definitely nervous as well.
Yeah.
And I've heard, wow.
And I've often, and I'll share my story because I mean, it's truth. I've often wondered, like, if my mom was raped or something. She was a vulnerable person, and she never talked about my father and my grandma and my aunts and
But bigger.
uncles. They didn't know. They didn't know who was my father, and I never had any information about my father ever. And my mom made up a name on my birth certificate. She made up the name Timothy
What?
Martinez. Yeah, she was
Oh
not
wow.
well. Okay, she wasn't. So she didn't have prenatal care. So when I was born like 2 pounds.
Aw.
And yeah, so
Wow.
so
I
yeah,
was
like so.
premature too.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody really knew my mom was even pregnant.
What?
It just toward the last
Oh
month
my
of her
gosh.
pregnancy.
Wow.
Toward the last month of her
Yolie.
pregnancy, uh, what I understand, the last month of her pregnancy is when my grandma noticed and figured it out and took her to the doctor. No, not the last month. I'm sorry. It was somewhere around 6 or 7 months. Took her to a doctor, and then I was born premature. I think she started having problems. My mom started having problems like at 7 months or 8 months, and my grandma figured it out. So,
Wow.
yeah.
What a soul.
So,
You know
so
what I
now I
mean?
have this thing that I have to click. Yeah.
Battling
And then
odds
I have to
since
worry.
you came into this world. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I know what you mean.
so, yeah.
Wow.
So there's a lot of things that I wanted to know, about my background. And so now I get this damn thing on when all this is going on about the DNA and the Koberger case.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's like, oh my God, you can't make this up. Like, is this like, what the hell? So now I have to decide when I'm going to click on that link to see what it is, because to me,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds
Oh.
like link here, you know? And
Yeah, I bet
I've often wondered if my aunt's husband did something to my mother. They're all dead now, so it doesn't matter. I mean, um, but I've often wondered if my aunt's husband did something to my mother, because I do have a male cousin. Um, and so my aunt's husband wouldn't be related like by blood. So if he did something to my mother, I could possibly have a half brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all these things are going through my head, and I'm trying to read this report. So I don't know. It's just very, very strange. And
Oh, I
then
can imagine.
now I have to figure out if, like, my data is secure. Like, I don't want anybody peeking around law enforcement looking into me, like, getting my touch DNA from something, or so
Right.
I got to figure that out.
Well,
So my
you know,
advice, back to what you were saying, my advice to people
yeah,
is, you know, it's what you, it's a cost benefit analysis.
right.
Um,
Always.
are you willing to put your DNA out there to get information that you need, um, that you want,
Hmm.
or that
Even
you could do without?
health reasons, too.
Health reasons, yeah.
Right, right.
So far, no health, no genetic problems. So, so it's a cost benefit analysis. I mean, if
Hmm.
you know who your parents are, and what they've been through, if they've had cancer or whatever else, if you know that, then maybe it's not worth it. But if you don't, I mean, I don't know. It's something. Yeah, it's a part of my story. So, because where I came from, not too many people got out of there alive, much less become an attorney. So,
That's what I was saying. What a powerful soul, because battling against the odds as soon as you're introduced to this world, and look what you have become. Amazing. Um, like, for real.
yeah, but I have to be
Like,
careful what I wish for. I might find something out. But I don't think, I'm pretty strong now, that no matter, I've been through a lot. So I don't,
yeah,
I'm
you're
just
taught at a
waiting.
young age how to think with,
Yeah,
deep thoughts. Yeah, I know.
deep
Yeah.
thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
So,
No, you think about the world in a completely different aspect than most people, because of things that you
yeah. So
go,
people think that
yeah,
because I'm an attorney and I've handled,
right.
sorry, we
No.
had a delay. So yeah, so some people may think that I had lived a privileged life. I'm an only child and I had all this and I had all that, but not really. Um, I grew up in the barrio. I mean, I grew up like in downtown Santa Ana. If you look at downtown Santa Ana, it's full of gangs and all that stuff. And I was an only child, which was rare. And all the drug dealers in the neighborhood, they loved my grandmother. So then nothing's going to happen to me. So, so I fared out well, but most people in my neighborhood did not. They were either killed,
Right.
they got pregnant at 16, you know, or they just fizzled out. I don't know.
Hmm. No, I know. Yeah,
So
a
anyway,
lot of
so
people.
so that was interesting. I just think it's such a coincidence that this occurred with this going on. I don't know.
No, for sure. And I didn't even realize that those DNA tests were that in depth.
Well, I don't know
Um,
yet. See, that's the
you know
thing.
what I mean?
So
That's
they give me,
crazy.
I know they give me this link, and you could, maybe you could read it both ways, but it sounds to, I mean, for somebody who did it because they want
I,
to,
I
right?
I can read it how you read it too, seriously. No, for real. That's why all of a sudden I started feeling the anxiety that you probably do each time you go and try and think about clicking the button, because I'm sure you've done it multiple
Yeah.
times where you've got ready to go click it and you've sat there for extended periods of time, and you kind of just go, you know what? I need more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put myself there. I started feeling my anxiety
Yeah.
going, you know?
I mean, you think about it, and I may not click on it ever,
Right.
but but I may. And it's interesting
Right.
because my godson, who's getting married in Michigan this weekend, when I'm going to be in Michigan now, during the weekend, so I won't be able to
Congrats.
participate. You watch the DNA. There was the decision on the DNA is going to come out, and I won't be able to participate because I'll be in
Oh.
Michigan Thursday through Sunday.
Well, hey,
So
you know what? If you have to just call and you want to join the show for a little bit, reach out to me before, and I'll
okay,
make sure I'll set aside a certain time. You know what I mean? Whatever you're available, you just
yeah,
reach out to me, and I'll make sure I put you in. even, for a phone call. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be on your time, not my time over
Yeah.
here in the West
Appreciate.
Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this past week, and it's actually a blessing that I wasn't available. My friend who lives in San Francisco, I've been friends with her for 30 years, and she's never seen me so engrossed in a case like this.
Mm-hmm.
She's always known that I've been interested in true crime, but she's never ever seen me like this. And she's like, what's going on? And so this is what prompted me to call you the first time. The first time I called into your show.
Right. Yeah.
Because I was trying to get my point across to her, and she was like, you're like way too deep into this. And so
Right.
that's what prompted me to call. And so I've been talking to her about it, and she understands now, but she's more of a like cooking show person, like literally like true crime. She doesn't have a stomach for true crime. I mean,
Right.
she's Lebanese, and she actually literally watched her family, her grandmother and uncles get bombed. Like she's walking home from
Oh.
school, and so you talk about
Oh.
post-traumatic stress disorder, she has it.
Right.
So she's not into this, like, and I thought maybe like she might want to know like what I'm doing, but I can't do that to her. Like, no, I just
Right. Yeah. Because of the triggers and.
yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where I was with her, and we met when we were taking care of elderly people, and she was just a wonderful person. And we've been friends for 30 years. So that's where I was this past weekend. And it's actually a blessing in disguise, because I was getting very angry and saying things like, I don't know, like cursing and shit. And I even said something I put a comment, I said dumbasses or something. And I thought, you know what, I can't be saying shit like that, especially about, I'm not a criminal attorney. I'm not even licensed in Idaho. So what the hell am I calling these
Because you have.
attorneys
Because.
dumbasses for? I have to be careful about what I say,
Well.
but
Yeah.
I was getting really pissed off that finally I just cut it. I'm like, you know what? This is fucking ridiculous. I mean, come on.
Who cares about that toilet paper? Yeah.
How did Brian Kohberger become a suspect? That's the question. How?
Right.
And I don't
That's
think
what
anybody can say. They're like, oh, well, it's because the FBI told us. Okay, so where's the receipts? Like, how?
Right.
You got
Like
this car
that.
driving around, no license plate. You've got this DNA that is based off of some genealogy thing, which they don't even want to use anymore. They're like, no, we don't want to use it anymore. And then you have 3 other DNAs of other people. And what I don't understand is when Santa Claus said, or somebody said, that those 3 samples were not qualified to be entered into the database. I don't know what that means. And nobody, the judge, I would have asked, what do you mean they're not qualified? Explain to me what you mean by that. And I would, and I'm not bashing, I don't do criminal law. So what I say is just, I'm an attorney. I've handled high profile cases. I've been in the media. It's very hard. I understand. They have to watch what they say. They can't be so much of an advocate that it gets people polarized.
Right. You got to be careful.
You have to watch what you say, and you have to be very measured.
Yeah.
And the judge has to be measured. Everybody has to be, and it didn't help she had the masks, because I just felt like I was watching like Charlie Brown with the teachers talking, I was like,
yeah.
What was the question? But for me,
and the audio was already hard too.
For me, like once he said, if he did say it, and I don't know if he did, but I either read it somewhere or I heard it, I don't know. But somehow these unknown DNA people that they found, they weren't qualified to be entered into the database. So the question is, and I didn't hear any of the witnesses explain that either. The witnesses that were up there, what does that mean? That they weren't qualified? Does it mean that the specimen?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Does it mean that the specimen was not, it was degraded, or well, I don't even know what that means. And so it's like, you didn't test them because they weren't qualified to be entered into the database. Yeah, well, I certainly, if I had, and I don't want to second guess Ann Taylor. I'm sure, I'm just a civil attorney in California, not even Idaho. But I would definitely say, what does it mean when law enforcement says that DNA is not qualified to be put into a database? What does that mean?
That's why I've been trying to go into this DNA stuff since Saturday morning. Because it
I'm
don't make sense. When I watched the court hearing on Friday and I did my show, I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
mean, and then
okay,
this
I'm
lady came
fucking
on.
confused. I need to go into this DNA shit. Give me, I apologize, Yolie. 1 second, Randy. We've been cool for a long time, man. I don't know what the bended knees thing is for. We've been cool for a long time. I've been seeing you chat. I just didn't want to interrupt my guest to say that we've been cool for a long
That's
time. So
okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. But go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm
But
seeing
no, I got confused. That's why I was like, I need to do
that
a deep
it,
dive
that
into this, but
that
I want to get
DTS
into
is
the
saying
DNA. Yeah,
probably means a mixture.
could be too.
That
Yeah,
it's
if
probably a
it's a
mixture.
mixture, it could
Well, I
be.
don't know what that means either. A mixture with what? I mean, certainly if it's a mixture with other people, I think, you know, you can figure that out. If it's a mixture, they have to know it's a mixture. And how do they know that it's a mixture? So either way, I mean, please
Yeah, I've
tell
been trying to get to it for 3 days. Shit.
please tell us how you determined it was a mixture. Yeah, please tell us why these DNAs were not qualified to be put into the database.
Yeah.
What are
What
the
does that mean?
standards for qualification? I mean, tell me. And
I
like,
always.
please please tell me where
Well,
those samples of the 3
it's
DNAs
like,
are so that I can have them tested. Like,
yeah,
please
it's like,
tell me.
why weren't they? And it's like in the beginning of my DNA episode that I started a little bit ago, that I shut down. That's what I was talking about. The same thing. Like, with
Yeah,
all
if it's a
this,
mixture and you can't add.
no, I know you already know that. Okay, when we were watching the court hearing Friday, and they were, hell, even before that, we were watching these court hearings, and they're like, "Where's the documentation for getting the pro?" Well, and then this last one, how can we supply information if we didn't do it?
Yeah,
How do you not? How do you not? You know what? And it's because
I don't understand any of that.
There's a reason
Um,
why
and it's
these
very
weren't
it's
kept.
just
There's a reason. There's a reason. If you To get a profile, it's how I started my show. To get a profile, you have to run test after test after test after test after
yeah,
test after
and
test after test after
in order
test.
to determine whether it's a mixture, something has to be done to determine that. I mean, I can't look at blood or whatever and say it's a mixture. How do I know? Something has to be done to determine it's a mixture. Something.
Yeah,
And that's the reason why it can't be entered into CODIS. But
because they didn't do it
for me, and
properly.
okay, I'm getting worked up
Because
now. No, okay, so I have to calm down.
they gave the name. They did. That's why they don't have the papers, because they weren't given the papers. They were given the damn name.
So
Because they
so
got it from a way they weren't supposed to get it. I've been saying it for a long ass time. People thought I was fucking crazy. It's the damn truth. How do you, what I keep
let's just
saying,
see.
how do you get the
Well,
profiles if you
yeah,
don't
I was
have
looking at the chat.
this? How else is it? It means somebody gave you the
Well,
fucking shit. They didn't give you what they did to get. You know why? Because it was probably
look,
illegal.
probably, and
Yeah.
when that what's his name, Santa Claus. I don't want to call him Santa
Enrollment was
Claus.
coming.
I don't want to call him Santa Claus. What's his name?
Bill Thompson.
Bill Thompson.
I don't call him Santa Claus.
I don't
either,
want to
but
call him that.
It is funny, but I don't call him that.
That's how I. So he says, Your Honor. He says, Your Honor, I didn't know that the other 3 DNAs were going to be an issue. It's like, dude, did you read the motion? That's disingenuous. How could you not know that? I mean, I would have been on fire at that hearing, but I understand that they can't. Like,
I was pissed.
I've been there.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine
I've been
the family.
there, and you have to be measured. I get it. I get it, and I think they did fine because you have everybody watching you, And I sent CJ some cases that I did. I've been there. I know it doesn't look like it, but I have been there, like in high profile cases where like literally I'm being flowed.
She's qualified. We talked before she even really came on the show.
Yeah. So, but I just, I can handle myself, and I know, like, if I were in that position, I wouldn't be advocating as I would if nobody was watching. And is that a detriment to the client? It might be, but that's because of the media. Because, you have to be responsible for what you say, and you can't, to get the crowd worked up.
Oh, yeah.
Not to get the crowd worked up, but to get your point across without getting the crowd worked up, to get your point across. But let me tell you, if there was no cameras or anything there, I'm sure it would have been a different hearing. I would have said,
oh, please. Yeah, they would have been more vocal too.
Oh, yeah, and there would have been like sparks. But
trial
is very boring. Trial is so boring sometimes. Like, people think it's spectacular. And I was watching other people saying, "Oh, these witnesses, they're shit, they're boring." No, what you have to do, you have to go through their qualifications, and that's boring. And you got to go through all this shit, and and so a lot of it is just boring, especially with what I do. Now it's medical malpractice, but I watched, and the impression that I got is that the prosecution doesn't really care if he's convicted or not. Yeah. They just want to go through the motions, and then if he gets convicted or doesn't get convicted, it's gone. Then nobody else is going to question what happened. It'll fade, and people will forget that this happened.
That's why they want the house tore down so quick. They want people to forget.
What happened in this area, this crime happened in an area where cops were literally feet away from that house. There were like 30 FBI agents in that area.
Quiet night, my ass.
That happened on their watch, okay? And that pisses me off. That pisses me off because I know about public entities, and I have sued public entities who don't do their job and who are corrupt. I can say that for a fact. And is it that they fucked up and they're like, "Oh shit, this happened on our watch"? God damn it.
Like, I don't think that anymore.
I don't know what to think, but
I think initially, they fucked up. I think initially, as soon as you say unalive, self-unalive, and the community has nothing to worry about right after you walk out of the crime scene, I'm sorry, you fucked up from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think they jumped the gun in December. I
really don't know what to think.
Because
but let me tell you,
that Oregon car crash, they were all gung-ho about that. And then when that panned out not to be shit, all of a sudden when did they start jumping the gun? Right after the Oregon car didn't pan out to be shit. And they were all excited. They set up a whole freaking team to go out there.
Yeah, no, I know. I was following it. I was following that case. I was following this case, and I remember that. But yeah, it's a good thing that I wasn't able to speak about it when it was happening, because I would have said things that probably were not good, because I'm not.
Yeah, I had to keep my mouth shut. I got upset on that live watch. I did. I couldn't imagine being a family member sitting in the courtroom hearing the lack of confidence.
I don't know that they would understand. Like, I don't know. But the way the attorney, I felt like jumping in there, like with the bits and pieces that I saw, I felt like jumping in there, and but but you know what, you can't do that when there's a whole lot of people watching, like the media is there, and you create, you could create problems. You just have to get your point across.
Sure. Yeah.
You just have to get your point across. And the judge, and some people said that the judge was talking down to Ann Taylor, and it may look like that. Yeah, it does. But it's the Socratic method of what you're taught as a lawyer. And so the judge will say, well, so what? That's like the devil's advocate. He's not being rude. He's trying to elicit the argument. He's eliciting, he might say the most ridiculous thing, like, well, so what if the FBI violated whatever?
Yeah.
How does that change anything? And people think like, oh my God, but no, it's to elicit elicit, what the argument is. If they did, then this and that. And so that's what they do in law school. It's a Socratic method of teaching. And I'm sure that Brian was trying to do that with these criminology students. And, in law school, they explain to you what it is. In criminology, I don't think they do. And so he was trying to do that. And these kids probably didn't understand. They what a fucking asshole. But no, he is trying to, that is what you do. And so you go to class and they randomly pick you. And if you're not prepared, well, guess what? That's how you're going to show up in court. That's a bad example. So you have to be prepared. That you don't know who they're going to pick. They ask you about the case, and it's not about the right or wrong answer. It's about the analysis, and so you got to be able to analyze it. And the teacher will elicit the argument, like say, well, so what? So what if the FBI, like, what does that have to do with anything? Tell me. And it's to challenge you to get the argument out, to get it out. It's not that he believes that. I don't think he believes that. And most of the time, the judges are really harsh on the party that they think is going to win. That's how it's been. I mean,
well, see, I haven't been able to. And before we get into another topic, I do have a question that somebody asked, and also when we were talking about the other stuff in the beginning, if you would ever be interested in doing a show where it's just you and me, and we kind of talk about mental health for members only, where you and me can just kind of like do like a
kind of talk about what?
Just because I when we were talking in the beginning, there's a lot of similarities. Not that I'm as accomplished as you are. I'm nowhere even near that. But
well, let me tell you, I'm very private. So with you, I mean, it takes some gumption to come out and do a show like.
Well, not that it would be just about us talking.
I mean, I could never do that.
Just about us talking.
So there's,
like we were, in the beginning. I wish I had more time that we could have, went, just kind of talked about more about that stuff, because I think it can definitely, even with the decision that you're talking about the DNA stuff, what you're battling and things like that. I think that is a good message, and because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going through that same thing, and maybe it might help. Just somebody hearing somebody else, that they're also, feeling the same thing. Give me 1 second, and I will have to end it here in a few. I apologize. Let's see here. 1 second. DTS, he had asked, what are your thoughts on Ann Taylor using other lawyers as expert witnesses? And as a lawyer, how common is that? That's a good question. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question.
Yeah.
So because this genealogy, this DNA, using genealogy to solve crimes is an emerging area, meaning it's something that has not been tried and true tested, throughout the years. There's precedent. I mean, there might be some here and there, but that is, to me, and even in criminal law, I could say this generally, to me, that is like going above and beyond what you have to do, because she could have argued why she needs that information, but she actually put someone on, just like I would put someone on to talk about the standard of care of a doctor, like what they're supposed to do with the patient. She put on an attorney who deals with this, who's had experience in dealing with this genealogy thing. She may not have that experience. So what she did was she educated the judge about why she needs the materials that she's asking for. And so this attorney came on,
okay,
and said the standard, well, in my case, I say standard of care, but in criminal law, there's effective, I think you could, like, if the attorney wasn't competent, or, there's that thing where they get the attorney wasn't competent or whatever.
Yeah.
So what she's doing is she's covering her ass.
Really?
because this is an emerging area that hasn't
I
been
did.
tested. Go ahead.
I did hear something like that. Now
What?
I did hear something, out in the birdies were like saying
So
something about she was covering her
yeah.
ass for something. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
it was brilliant. It was brilliant because,
Okay.
the judge might think like, I don't need to know what the law is, and she's telling him, you know the law, but here's this emerging area, and here is what is required of me to properly represent Brian. It's not coming from me because I may not have experience, but it's coming from a lawyer, and he's not licensed in Idaho. So this is a
Ah,
general thing. So when I
right.
had these
Okay.
cases that involved the Uniform Anatomical Gift Act, that
Wow.
was a weird thing. I had to do something similar, but yeah, so she put on an attorney to talk about why she needs what she's asking for. And
Because she
and
keeps having to
to
ask
educate the
over and
judge
over.
on
Okay.
the yeah, to educate the judge that they need to have this information in order for us to properly represent Brian. So she put on an attorney, not as a scientific thing, but as the standard of what a criminal defense attorney has to do to defend their client when it comes to this emerging area of tools that they use to catch criminals. So it's an emerging area. It's not something that is standard. It's not like a fingerprint. I mean, people, fingerprint, that's been well
Hmm.
established. So yeah, so that's why she did it. And it is very strange. I will admit, but I get it. And I get why she would do it. And this may be the first time somebody has done it in a criminal case. I don't know that that's the fact, but I haven't seen it. I never seen that. The the standard of care is with regard to the doctor that did the surgery. They say they should have done this. This is so that was kind of like what it was. Is she was educating the judge on what she needs to do, to properly represent her client. And it was educational because I don't know.
Huh.
She's talking about that. They're talking about the different databases and what kind of expert witness you would need to
Yeah.
analyze this and that. Like, you can't just get anybody. And I know about expert witnesses. You can't just you can't just get anybody like a geneticist to talk about these areas. You need to get a specialist. And so if you don't know what specialty or what you need, then it becomes a problem. And if they don't have that information, then they cannot prove up the case.
Hmm. That because when I was going through that live court hearing, I got lost a couple times. I even said it then. I got lost a couple times. I mean, I was going like 7, 8, 9 hours, but I did get lost a couple times in that, and that's when Friday. That's when I'm like, I got to do a deep dive on this witness's testimony, and I got to get all the verbiage and all this stuff. I need to get caught up on it, and so
I don't
that's
know the
why I was
verbiage, but
like,
I do know what the
yeah, I
purpose
was
was.
trying to do it since Saturday. I was trying to, get the DNA and because I really wanted to dig into this witness's testimony after I heard that shit Friday. But now with you mentioning that, I'm going to be looking at it kind of
Mhm.
in a little bit of a different way now. So I
Look at it
appreciate you.
again, and you'll see.
Well,
Rewind. I
I'm
mean, listen
trying.
to it again. Yeah, because he's educating.
Trying.
Yeah, he's educating the judge on what the prosecution needs with regards to this emerging area of tools that they can try to investigate things. So he's educating. He's educating the judge. And so, like in civil, this is unheard of. You don't call witnesses for a motion. In civil, it's all
Mhm.
declarations. You get a declaration from your expert. It's not. And this lady that submitted a declaration, the one at the end, that's how civil works. We don't call witnesses for those hearings. We just put declarations. But in criminal, it's more witness. Like when they like a preliminary hearing, they call witnesses. For us, it's a summary judgment motion where it's kind of like a preliminary hearing where they decide whether there's enough evidence. There's enough for the trier of fact to determine the case. And then the burdens are different. So beyond a reasonable doubt, mine is more probable than not. And then there's the middle one that's clear and convincing evidence. So I can talk about evidence and things like that. The only thing I can't get into is, representing clients in criminal court. But I do know that attorney was to educate on what they need to properly, effectively represent their client. And because it's an emerging area. So yeah, I got it. Yeah. So that was kind of a good move, although people don't understand it. And maybe the judge, I don't know, I think he understood it because he started asking questions of the witness at the end or shortly. I mean, he was asking questions of that attorney, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, that was at the end of my 9 hours. That was my longest stream ever.
Yeah, so she's got good grounds that if something happens, she did everything in her power to make sure that she educated the judge on what she needs and why she needs it, so that if something happens, it's on the record.
Wow, that's interesting. I appreciate you sharing that. When, man, I would love to have you on the panel when we go through the witnesses deep dive. And when are you going?
Well, I can definitely do
Thursday.
So Thursday, my God,
or tomorrow.
So Thursday, I'm leaving in the morning. Tomorrow I have some time, but then again, there's that hearing. So when I come back on Monday, I could do it in the evening. But then, I have this trial that's supposed to start that just keeps getting kicked because it's supposed to start on October 6th. And I know Brian's is October 2nd. So I may be in trial during that part, and it may be a blessing in disguise because I'll be focused on my case and not, because I really got worked up with what was going on.
Yeah.
And I said, I wrote in the comment, dumbass. And you know what? I shouldn't do that.
Well,
I don't know.
How about
I should not have said that.
You said Monday would be your first evening you'd be available? Or
let me hold on 1 second. Where's my phone? Well, most evenings I'm okay. Let me just make sure.
Because I can do the DNA. The DNA stuff's going to be its own show, so I can do that whenever. And if you're busy, you could always hang and chat or watch replay. But I would definitely love to have you on the panel when I do the deep dive into all the witnesses' testimony from the court hearing. I would love to have you on panel for that.
Yeah. So.
And I'll wait till whatever night you're available to do that.
Yeah. So Monday. Yeah, all next week in the evening, I'm pretty much okay.
Yeah. All right. How about we just plan on
not
Monday?
In the okay.
Is that cool? We'll just plan on Monday. So I'll go through the DNA stuff here Thursday, and then I'll wait to do the part 2, the witness's testimony deep dive. I'll wait to do that until Monday night.
Yeah, and definitely I can do the attorney witness and the other DNAs, the other witnesses. I mean, I know it's a little bit complicated, but the last witness, the lady with the red hair, she was kind of self-qualified. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing I wanted to say.
Yeah,
that's the other thing I wanted to say is that I don't know if you guys remember that movie, My Cousin Vinny. Where he tried. So Marissa Tomei was on the stand, and he qualified her as an expert in auto repair and auto parts. And it's interesting because to be an expert, you can either have education, training, or experience, or all three. So if you have enough experience and you show to the judge that this person is so experienced, unless they require a license, like an attorney or doctor. But if you can show that this person has so much experience in this area, the judge can qualify her as an expert, and that's what happened in that movie, My Cousin Vinny, is they qualified her as an expert because she had so much experience with her dad working on cars, and she knew all this stuff. And there's a test that goes on before they qualify them, if they're going to qualify them. So this lady, she's probably been qualified as a witness. So she, le agradezco muchísimo por compartir su habilidad. Oh, thank you, Dralatina. Gracias. And yeah. Oh,
Appreciate you, Dra.
yeah. So she can be qualified as an expert witness. It just means that you would have to have a separate hearing where she's qualified, and then before the jury. But yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I'm available. Next week after 4:30. Make it after 5, just in case.
Well, it'll probably be
my time.
7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, the normal time, because I might be able to get on earlier. I don't know. I'd have to see if I could figure out. I can try, but we can figure out.
Okay, so you're talking about doing the witnesses. That's when you're gonna do the witnesses?
Yeah, I'll wait to do the witnesses until Monday night, when you're able to be on the panel.
Yeah, that's okay.
When we go into the deep dive, yeah. And then, is it okay if we go into Tuesday?
Yeah, like I said, I'm free
Tuesday.
I'm free most evenings.
Okay.
The only, so once, like October 6th, so like at the end of September, then I'm gonna be a little less available.
Busy.
But for now,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait. I'm excited to do that. And then yeah, if like I said, any of the time that you're on your trip and you're just able to call in the show.
Yeah, if something comes up, like,
reach out to me and just say, hey, can I call you at this time on the show? Yeah, I'll make sure.
Because my understanding is the outstanding ruling is on the DNA, right? He didn't rule on it on that day. Is that right?
No, he said that he was. I didn't hear anything about the DNA being ruled on, but it was a long ass day, and I was kind of pissed off. So
I was too.
Yeah, I
had to let it go.
Although, like, the next day when I started watching the replay, I was like, well, I didn't, because I thought after the end, it was like, oh man, because that's the most pissed off I've ever been watching a court hearing. And when I rewatched, I was like, okay,
no, it's boring
as bad as I thought.
I mean,
as bad. Well, I mean,
just put you to sleep.
I don't know, man. I don't know, that whole.
Yeah, like in a trial, attorneys would have to make
hearing,
it more, interesting.
Well, I thought there's a lot of shit going on in that one. That's for sure. Just the back and forth. I mean, so, and then I heard something about the judge.
Okay, so so Monday.
I'll talk about that tomorrow, but go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'll just talk about the judge getting upset with Ann Taylor and stuff like that. I'll be talking about that.
Did he get upset with her?
There's a lot of people's. I haven't been able to read it because I wasn't able to do any research today, but I've heard people saying that there's a lot of talking down or something. So I figured I'd get into that.
That he was
tomorrow.
Disrespectful?
I don't know.
Talking down.
I haven't.
Yeah, that was what I was explaining.
I haven't read it.
That was, yeah. So that was what I was explaining, is that it's like the Socratic method, where they take the opposite. They go to the extreme. Like the judge will go to the extreme and say, well, so what? So what if the FBI messed up? Like they want to elicit the argument, and it sounds horrible. It sounds like like they're, oh my God, like they're talking down, like oh my God, like but it's not. It's just to elicit the argument, like to take the most extreme case so that you can argue, because that's what she's supposed to be doing, is arguing. So he's just trying to weigh the different things and to get out the argument.
Yeah, it's like, you're the best basketball player on your team and the coach is riding your ass the hardest.
Yeah, that's
And
exactly
you
kind
think
of how
you
it
think
is.
that he's
You
yeah,
th-
you think
and you
he's
think you're
treating
losing.
you like
Like
shit.
I think I'm losing because the judge is like on my ass, and then next thing you know, it's like he tells me later, yeah, well, I had a feeling you'd win. So, well, no,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen, but not like that.
Well, I'll be live tomorrow at like 5:30 Eastern.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So,
be on. Yeah, I'll be packing, but I'll be listening, and then
okay.
Thursday I'll be off. So I
All
had this
right.
kind of week to go visit my friend and do this wedding thing. So,
Yeah. Well, let me know ahead of time and I'll make sure if you're going to call
oh
in. Well, yeah.
wait, but when the judge stated to Ann Taylor that she should trust the stage, so when he said there has to be a there has to be trust and discovery, um, that is he's trying to say like, tell me what it is that you don't trust.
Right.
You know, he's trying to
Yeah.
say he's trying to say that there has to be trust, and it's such a way that it sounds like he's talking down, but he's wanting to find out what is it that you don't trust. And sometimes he has to make a statement like that in order to elicit why there isn't trust. So he's saying there has to be trust in the discovery process. So and then if I were in Ann Taylor's shoes, I would say the issue about the trust is that such and such, and here are these witnesses. That's why I don't trust what they're saying.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely I'll be looking
But
at
it
those
doesn't flow like that. if
testimonies
you're
a
if you're
lot
just
different.
watching the hearing, it doesn't flow like that, because it does sound like he's chastising the defense for not trusting that they say they have everything. And it does sound like that, but he's actually putting forth the issue. There has to be trust in the discovery process, so you're not trusting them. So tell me
Right.
why you're not trusting
Which
them.
is which is
it,
true.
it,
It's a
it,
mediator, you know.
yeah,
It's
he
there.
I've had, yeah, they say the most, but they want you to argue. They want you to put forth why. And it does sound like he's talking to her like, you don't trust them. They said they don't have it. So what? But he did tell the prosecutor to go back and check, because sometimes people forget. He was saying,
Yeah.
sometimes we forget,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's trying to be,
And
trying
Thompson
to keep
said
the peace.
he reached out to the lab to see if they had any other papers and reports that they might have
And
missed, and I'm like, "Okay, whatever, dude." You
he'll
know?
double check because sometimes you
Right.
forget. And so
Right.
it's just a game. It's just a game.
Yeah.
And for people who are
Yeah.
watching it, it does sound like that. I mean, it does sound like like when people were saying that it doesn't, that you have to trust the discovery process, and they were all excited. I'm like, well, it's what a judge does to get to the matter, because a lot of the times if he doesn't do that, the matter doesn't you have to get to the matter of the situation.
Mhm.
And
And he
he's
also told me to
doing
reach
shit
out.
like that to elicit.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we all
yeah,
understand why she's saying what she's saying, but at the same time, like if that's what was said, I totally understand that too, because really he is coming from it's an authority position and you have
yeah,
to,
he's
it's like, yo, okay, until until there's proof or whatever, just like we say, when it comes to these crazy ass substance theories that could be true, like we're saying, they can be true, but it's like, yo, we need more information. And it's kind of like that's what the judge is doing. It's like, yo, we need more information.
yeah.
We have to trust that these individuals that are put in place to do this are the ones that are, that they are doing what they're supposed to do.
Mhm.
So I totally understand,
And it
where
does
he's coming
sound
from.
like it does sound like like it sounds like he's talking to her like,
No, but I understand
he's
when,
not talking.
the
It's
whole,
what judges do. And at first when I started out, yeah, like at first when I started out, I'd be like, oh my God, why is it just, but you learn after a while that that's what they do.
yeah,
It's
like
what
the
they
whole
do.
coach getting on your ass more
And
than
you're the best
everybody
player
else.
ever. right?
Right.
And they're on your
Right.
fucking
And the
ass.
coach
You
is
get
getting on your ass like
hmm
you're the worst fucking player on the court and you get to feel that way, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, like but it's no, it's not that's not it's more about uh getting the best out of it. I think it's like getting the best out of each individual. Uh, you know,
Well, it's
prosecution,
getting yeah, it's
bring
getting to
your
the root of the
freaking A
matter.
game. Defense, bring your freaking A game, and I'm going to question both of it because as much as maybe this is what people thought, at the same time in the first couple court hearings, he was totally agreeing with Ann Taylor when it came to what the prosecution was saying. He was like, "Yo, you want to say it's speculation, but she just gave us all this information and all these, the reasons and what they're needing it for and all this other stuff. What do you mean it's speculation?" So I see it both ways, and
Yeah.
that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to mediate the defense and the prosecution as well. That's part of
Yeah.
being a judge.
And decide on the evidence. He's like the
Right.
gatekeeper, So
Right.
he decides what comes in and what doesn't. And that can be challenged on appeal.
That's interesting, though. You brought up the
Yeah.
whole appeal thing
So
earlier.
it's interesting. What?
That you brought up that whole appeal thing earlier when it came to the testimonies
Oh, yeah.
and what you thought about. That was very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, and no judge wants to be overturned on appeal. They don't want that. Furthermore, they don't want to have, and I think there was a section where the judge says because both of you guys are going to be determined as bad lawyers or something. Both the prosecution and defense are going to be determined bad lawyers. I don't know if he said it or I read it. I can't remember, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I believe there was something to that effect that if I don't allow this, both of you are going to be bad attorneys, looked upon as bad attorneys on appeal. And so he has to. Yeah, he has to, because it's an emerging area of law. And what is the standard on this emerging area of law when there's little precedent for it? There's some, but it's just emerging. It's just beginning. It hasn't been, so it's one of these things where she did above and beyond to try to make sure that everybody knows that she is advocating for a client. She needs certain information and she is doing what she needs to do, even if it means bringing up another attorney who's had more experience than her to tell the judge, this is why she needs what she needs. She needs to determine what experts. She needs to determine what experts she needs. And it's not as simple as oh yeah, the 3 DNA samples that were never tested. It was missed. And I mentioned that earlier when I said, they said something when he said those 3 samples weren't qualified to be entered into the data. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. I would have, I mean, that would have been like my point. Like,
that's why we got to deep dive it, When I heard that shit Friday, I'm like, damn, I know.
And I don't want to second guess these criminal attorneys, Ann Taylor, whatever. But yeah, I'm an attorney, and that's the first thing I would have said. What does not qualified mean? Do you need an expert to talk about what that means? I mean, can we use, the prosecutor to say they weren't qualified? I don't think so. I don't think the prosecutor can say as a matter of law that these 3 samples didn't qualify to be put in the database. That's not a legal opinion. So my thinking is you would need an expert, and I thought maybe I would find the answer in looking at these expert witness testimony, but I didn't. I either missed it or I didn't find the answer. But that's the point. The point is why weren't these 3 samples qualified to be entered into the database? And is it because there's a mixture? Well, if there's a mixture, then there has to be proof. Somehow they determined it's a mixture. Somehow, chemically, analytically, lab. Oh, this is a mixture of this and this. That's why we can't do it. So where is that information that shows that that they did it, that they determined it was a mixture, or that it was degraded? It wasn't enough to put into the database. Where's that information that they show that they did that?
Yeah.
Oh
What's
my
the
god,
key
I would have
word?
been, oh my god,
I
I
know.
would have been
I
like
know. When
on
I heard
fire.
it, I know. That's why when I heard it, I was like, I was upset.
I just
Like,
don't
I
know
was,
enough because maybe that's a term that everybody, that the prosecution, the
that's how I
defense,
felt.
and everybody
Yeah.
knows that the reason why it's not qualified.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know. And it was something
Right.
that was missed because, man, I would not have left that courtroom until, but again, when you have the entire world looking at you, it's different.
Yeah. And listen, I felt the same way. That's why after the court hearing, I was
Mhm.
like, I need to do a deep dive on this DNA shit because I'm confused now.
I wouldn't have
Like,
gotten the
I'm
hell out of there.
confused. I'm
I'd have been
confused.
like, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It was,
so
yeah.
it might come out in cross examination at the trial, or it might come out. I don't know.
It has to. It has
Anyway,
to. It better. It better. It better come out at the next fucking hearing.
yeah. Well, tomorrow's a status conference, which is interesting. So he's setting a status conference. So whenever, and I don't know criminal, so I'm not going to say I know criminal, but whenever there's a status conference, that means the judge wants to know what's going on. Because at the end of the hearing, he said, keep the lines of communication open, like, keep, talking about the stuff you need. And then he sets a
Mhm.
status conference. So the status conference is for what? Usually in civil, it's to determine if the case is ready to go to trial. They set a status conference to determine the status of the parties and whether they're prepared, whether the expert witnesses are available to testify, if there's any scheduling problems with anybody, things like that.
They
So
put out the
I'm curious.
schedules and everything, They
Yeah.
got the schedule out there.
So I'm curious. Hold on a second.
I know. That's why I'm like, I gotta go. Even though it's my night off, I'm like, I gotta go live, like
Yeah.
ASAP.
So
I'm gonna have to
yeah.
figure something out. I'll be live.
Yeah.
Something's up.
So
Something's up.
yeah, maybe I'll pack tonight and I'll be available tomorrow.
Yeah, hey, I would love to have you up with me because seriously, something's up. Something's up.
Yeah, no, this case is just killing me. I mean, for reals, people who know me have never known me to get so wrapped up. And there's something about this case that is just, and these four kids that, that who knows what happened in that house. And it's like, oh my God, it makes me want to throw up. And it's like, and you had cops right down the street.
Right.
I don't like you had cops circling around looking for drunk people. I mean, do you not think that they knew that this house was a problematic house? They knew because they'd been there before. Why weren't they surveilling that house
You
when all
can
this
see
shit
it
was
on the
going on?
body cams,
I mean, come
That's
on.
another deep dive we got to get going. The body cams, you know what I mean? We've all watched the body cams
But
plenty
yeah,
of
that whole
times.
thing with
We
the 3D
see all
DNA,
the shit.
I'm yeah. Yeah, I'll be happy to come on. Let me see.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, so it's at 2:30.
It'll be 2:15 Pacific.
That's my time, right?
So yeah. So
Okay.
2:15 your time. I'll probably be live like 2:30 your time is when I'll be firing live up.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna be hanging out, uh, just to
So
kind
I'll
of peep
email you when
what's
I'm
going
available.
on with the updates. Yeah, yeah, do that, and then I'll just have a link. Um,
Yeah, I'll get everything that I need to get done
yeah,
before
that'll be
2:30.
awesome. Okay, sweet. That'll be awesome, and I'd love to. Yeah. So as soon, you know what? I'll just send you the link when I go to get ready to start the
Okay.
show, or before that.
Mhm.
A couple minutes before that, I'll just email it like I did tonight. I'll email you the link early, and then
Okay.
you can just click it whenever you're ready, and I'll bring you up as soon as that comes up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, let's do
Status
that. Thank you
conferences
so
are
much.
very boring.
Yeah, I'm
Status
sure. I'm
conferences are
sure.
generally very boring.
I don't know. I
But we'll
just
see
got
what
this.
happens.
I got this weird feeling. I don't know. I just have this weird
I do
feeling.
too.
Something's up.
I
Something's
do
up.
too.
So I'm going live on my night off. So it
Okay.
is what it is. Well, thank you so much for hopping up. And Yolie, ever since, ever since before you were even called in and before you were finally able to get on StreamYard and
Like I said, I've
everything,
been a lurker.
like I know, and even because like even before that, you would shout out like, hey, just legal advice, you know what I mean? And so it just little things with the videos and stuff. And so I appreciate that. And just thank you for your comfort and
Hmm.
and
Well,
checking out
thank
the
you for
show
letting me
and
share whatever I had to share, because
no,
I may
no,
never
you're
click. I may
amazing.
never click that link
Yeah. Well,
on that
hey, hey,
23andMe.
I totally
We'll
understand,
see.
and it's whatever it is what it is.
It's
That's
just
how I
strange
approach
that it
it.
happened during all this time, which is really
Yeah,
strange.
it is. Messages are weird. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah, you just have to test them out and think about them for a little bit,
yeah.
but totally understand. So prayers
Alrighty.
for you because that is a very difficult. I know it's a very difficult decision. So prayers to you for the comfort for that, and thank you so much for
Alrighty.
hopping.
Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night. Alrighty, sweet. Can't
Okay,
wait.
bye. Good night, everybody.
Oh, she's so awesome. She's so awesome. Yeah. I'm so happy that she got the comfort to call in the show one time and then the comfort to come hop up on panel. Just an amazing guest, an amazing part of the community, and so supportive as well. So I just want to say thank you all. I appreciate. I'm just going to change this to a conversation with Yolie. What a beautiful thing. Yeah, it was one of those things where we were trying to get her on since Saturday night, and we weren't able to fit her in on any of those shows. So since I went ahead and shut down that one earlier, I reached out to her and I was like, you know what, let's do this. I would love to be able to have a little conversation, because we have been missing out. So thank you so much for the short notice, Yolie, for being up on short notice. Thank you so much for your comfort in all the discussions, the topics, and even sharing your story about the DNA. I can totally understand, and I can feel it right here. So I appreciate you, Yolie. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in. Thank you for hanging out for this little short, little snippet of a conversation. I'd like to do these more in the future where we just have little conversations here and there with certain people. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 Eastern. Come hang out.